Welcome back, everybody, to Bullets and Bourbon. Doing a little show update. Nothing real serious tonight. Not jumping into our next series yet. Just wanted to kind of bring everybody up to speed on what's happening. I want to say congratulations to America. God bless America. Looks like we're getting back to work. I know here in South Carolina, I actually got to travel to go meet with a customer. Really excited about everybody getting back to work, but just as importantly, maybe way more importantly, we got our brothers and sisters in some other states that are absolutely standing up for their rights. They're telling these governors that are showing themselves to be tyrants, that they've had enough. I just want to say hoorah to our brothers and sisters up in Michigan. I think they call themselves Michiganders, which always makes me laugh. I understand they marched on the Capitol today. They not only marched on the Capitol, but they took their weapons with them. And, man, I couldn't be more proud of those guys. My neighbors just to the north, North Carolina, they've been flexing their muscles. We all remember just a little while ago how the Virginians turned out when their tyrannical governor decided he would take their guns away. And, man, I'm telling you, I'm really feeling a new... or a shift in the air. I think, as sad as this whole situation has been, I think good things are going to come out of it. And speaking of good things, man, I'm going to jump into the show updates. Man, I couldn't be more excited. A few things that I've been finding out on the shelves. See if you can see that. That is my new 223 die set, and that leads into what is next. I like to shop local. I know a lot of you guys do. Sometimes we're kind of forced by economics to do some shopping elsewhere. But while I was on the road, man, and my good friends down at Precision One, no, when I say good friends, all I mean is they are big supporters of the Second Amendment. They couldn't pick me out of a lineup of two. They don't know me. But every time I walk in that door, they greet me with a warm, friendly face. The young lady behind the counter knows what they have. She understands their product. She's involved. She couldn't be more kind while being businesslike all at the same time. And I went ahead and in anticipation of loading up some 223, I got myself a second pound of powder. That's AR comp. A lot of guys really like that. I won't pretend to know. It looks good on paper, but you know, doing what I do for a living, a lot of shit looks good on paper. It don't really work out, and you got to fix it in the field. So, but here are 1,000 unicorns. Anybody that's reloading right now, if they didn't lay in a stock before, they know what I'm talking about. Small rifle primers have been very, very difficult to come by locally. They finally started showing up on the shelves on some of the online suppliers, and I was very tempted to purchase them online, but as many of you guys already know, paying those hazmat fees to have powder and primers transported is absolutely, it's insane. I mean, you know, let's see, what did I pay? $31 for, $31. Had to learn this whole camera thing. $31 I paid, but it would have cost me $25 more if I'd have had those sent from somebody that had them, like Powder Valley, Natchez, Midwest, or Mid-South Shooter Supply. All those great companies would have been happy to supply me, I'm sure, but I'd have had to pay $25 just to ship powder and or primers. That doesn't make sense. Plus, I like to support home folks, and I do travel down to Charleston quite a bit, and fortunately, the folks down at Precision One, they couldn't be better people, and I'm happy to support them. Now, this is the big one. Everybody, well, hell, I don't know. I know I've been waiting, and it is finally here. Had a lot of problems getting this thing in here. I've had a lot of problems getting anything shipped. My chronograph is here. It is something I am extremely excited about. I got a recommendation for Competition Electronics. I know they're not one of the high-end providers, but they've been around forever. They've done, you know, millions of shots probably on their older system. As you could probably see, this one's actually Bluetooth, so I can pipe it right into my phone and record and watch the data on my phone. I think this is going to do everything that a new reloader could hope, and if it doesn't, it should be a fine introductory device for me to learn how to interpret the data and how to put down some pretty accurate loads through my rifles. So couldn't be happier about that. Moving right along, we've got everybody met the beard that watched our PPS, the Walther PPS review, and he's got a new blaster. Maybe he's going to bring that out Sunday. Maybe we'll get to record that. He has I won't steal his thunder, but it's a pretty slick deal. At least what the pictures look like he sent me earlier today. So I'm stoked about getting to see that. Maybe he'll bring it over and we'll get some trigger time with that. And I'm both sad and at the same time excited. I had talked to everybody here about the idea that I was going to buy a Fox holster based on recommendations from my good friend Keith. Fox holsters, to my knowledge, has not responded to any of my inquiries in over 3 weeks. That's phone calls, emails, repeated attempts. I have severed contact with those people. I have contacted my credit card company. They have refunded my money. I'm done with those guys. I understand the plight that the governor of Michigan has put her citizens in, and apparently she doesn't give a damn. And I'm sorry to have to walk away from somebody that is a 2A supporting business like Fox Holsters was. But I think they could have handled that a lot better. They can answer their emails even if they can't go into the office. They can pick up the phone, and I don't know where they went, but I've left them in the dustbin of history. Fortunately, a holster that I had looked at a while back is a little more pricey, and I'd kind of forgotten about it if I'm being honest. And a good friend of mine, while I was throwing a fit in front of you guys, he got in touch with me and he said, check out Celtic holsters. And I told myself before I started this video I wasn't going to call out their name right before I reviewed their product. But I think customer service is a part of the review. And so just like with Fox, if Celtic proves to be less than adequate, I'll mention. I call everybody out and I try to be fair. But I sent the guy an email to his email, and I just said, hey, based on a recommendation from a friend of mine, I'd like to do some business with you. I didn't mention that I was going to review it. I didn't ask for a discount. He didn't give me one. He's got to make a living. I'm okay with that. I got to make a living. I can't discount all my customers. So with that being said, I have ordered a Celtic holster inside the waistband. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, it's a little more expensive, but when I sent him an email, 20 minutes later, he responded back to me, and it wasn't a stock email. He actually took the time to sit down and respond to me, and I'm going to tell you, that's a big boost for me. I mean, I really believe this guy's going to produce, and can't wait to get that thing in and carry it a while, let you guys know what I think. So, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon very long to figure out we're going to be building some 223 here very soon. I still got a ton of 9mm. You can probably see in the background over there I got 50 cases already ready to go. Now that I got the chronograph, I can really start putting some numbers on paper. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. If it's something that you want to, see 9mm 124 grain put on paper on a chronograph and see how a particular load performs. Hey, that's great. I'd love to do that. Same thing with 308, and probably more importantly with the 308. I want to start getting the most out of those 308s. We ran them out to 55 yards, a Beard and I, the other day after we made some up, and it was pretty impressive. I'll be honest with you. That's only at 55 yards, I understand, but we're going to push them all the way out to 150, and we're going to see where our initial loads. I didn't shoot them all that I made. We'll see where those are on the chronograph and how they group at 100 yards. So we're definitely going to do the rifle. And in the meantime, I'm expecting projectiles to be back on the shelf in bulk. I probably won't be buying, at least initially, super high-end, expensive projectiles for 223. Like most of you, I like to shoot a lot of 55 grain, bulk stuff, some 62 grain bulk stuff. And really, if I can find a 62 grain bulk stuff locally, that's probably where we're going to be going. But if you're enjoying this, stay around. We're going to continue to do this, even if it's just down to me and, the last 9 guys. But I do appreciate it. Look us up on Instagram, if you will. Same bat time, same bat channel, Bourbon the Bullet. Bullets and bourbon, that is, I guess. Maybe I need to have a bourbon and straighten my tongue out. But, yeah, look us up on Instagram. We're over there, and we post maybe a day ahead of time sometimes before we put out a video. And just kind of what's going on in the world. But thanks again for hanging around. If you got a moment, reach down there and hit that like and subscribe button if we're giving you any content that's got any value to you. And again, thanks for everybody for sticking around. And if you'll hang around, we'll do another one with you. See you soon.